You know, I have been chomping at the proverbial bit for eons to get your thoughts on the national Republican situation here on the day after Super Tuesday. Donald Trump does good again. What in your mind, what is the Trump appeal, and is he unstoppable?
He's not unstoppable, and the appeal is that it's axiomatic in politics, especially in campaign politics, that people go into the voting booth and they vote their hates first. We got to remember that that's what's hanging over all of this. You have 40% or so of the people in America who believe the Obama years have been an attack on everything they believe in. They don't think the Republican Party really tried to stop him. So you get a Donald Trump. Therefore, he personifies something that is very, very important, but he's not very, very important. He's a stand-in. He's a cutout. And you're seeing just how much anger there is out there. So that's what this is about.
Is Donald Trump I said yesterday, and I repeated it again this morning, that people who are Trump supporters, they're looking at the situation, they're saying, you think things are screwed up now? I'll show you screwed up. I'll really see. Is he a revenge candidate?
Well, in a sense, yes. There are a lot of people that are so hurt now by things that are happening, including here in Shreveport, including in Baton Rouge right now. There is a discernible group of people in polling that are saying, watch this, we'll just take the whole thing down. So that's kind of what that's about.
But you said he's not stoppable. Well, he's not stoppable. So far he's not.
Well, no, here's the deal. You got to have 1,237 delegate votes at the Republican convention. Even after yesterday's 7 out of 11, if you add up the votes of the candidates otherwise in the race who got any delegates, theirs were more than his yesterday. The party and those otherwise against him and what he represents are going to try to stop him at the convention. If that doesn't work, remember, you've got Michael Bloomberg standing over here ready to come in as the independent candidate, which means at that point you'd have Hillary and Bloomberg and Trump with about a third each. There are a lot of things that can happen here, and there are a lot of things that are going on. And one of the things I think we're missing, and I was listening to y'all earlier, I think we don't understand the role the traditional media is playing here. Remember, they want the Republicans to get Donald Trump. You're getting a very heavy assist for Donald Trump from the traditional media, which wants Hillary.
Yeah,
so,
Rush does that every day, yeah.
For example, the New York Times has an absolutely world-changing, supposedly, interview with Donald Trump where he tells the truth about what he would do about immigration. Long story short, he shared with them that he would never, of course, try to send 11.5 million people back to Mexico. But he has told millions of people here, not those 11 million, by the way, that that's exactly what he's going to do. Why doesn't the New York Times run it now? Well, they say it's because they signed an agreement with him saying they wouldn't. The truth is they have absolutely gone against that agreement 3 or 4 other notable times in the last 20 or 30 years, so they could run it if they want to. We got to remember, Donald Trump is all about two things: Republicans seeing this expression of anger, and the other political side loving the possibility that Donald Trump could be the Republican nominee.
Speaking of anger, let's bring it a little closer to home. In this case, the other side of the gizzard-shaped broadcast table, i.e. Aaron McCarty.
My blood pressure.
We talked with Senator Barrow Peacock last hour, and he was talking about the Senate version of the sales tax increase, a penny on the dollar for 5 years, and he said, don't be fooled by that 5-year limit. He said, the fine print, the little letter, he said, if that gets passed, it'll never, ever go off the books.
Well, I tell you what, it's more offensive than that, and I'm sorry that Barrow didn't say this. The Senate is going to turn it into 5 years. When the bill left the House, it was 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Barrow is telling you how he's going to vote. And I think it's very, very, very wrong for us not to at least get another chance at this in 18 months. We just found out Louisiana is the 5th worst state in America to attract retirees. The reason is because, one of the main reasons, is because we're about to be one of the most heavily taxed at one end of the income spectrum, sales taxes, states in America. Monroe will have an 11% sales tax when this is over. Ours is going to be virtually 10. We haven't even gotten to all of the $2 billion worth of more tax increases for next year. Louisiana is about to be known for something, finally and distinctly, and it's going to be they were already in trouble and they taxed themselves into oblivion.
Why don't we call the governor's bluff? Why don't we say, go ahead, close the LSU Med School, close LSUS, shut down LSU football?
Hey, look, you pick them. Do anything you want to do. Somebody needs to tell the governor that we didn't wake up dumb the day we woke up with him as our governor. We can say a lot of things about what's going on here, but we better say the simplest one. There are more people in Louisiana right now that want us to tax ourselves into oblivion for their own purposes than those of us who don't. And that's the whole issue. The House of Representatives had a chance to draw a line in the dirt and call BS on all of this stuff, just like you're saying. And it would have been higher ed, closing colleges, consolidating colleges where it happened. They couldn't stand the heat. That tells us there's more taxes coming.
You tell me, in Elliott's mind, is John Bell bluffing? What will he do?
Oh, he's going to, look, he never saw a tax he didn't love, and taxes will never be high enough for John Bell Edwards.